have online presence from Kazakhstan. We have with us Mr. Adil. He is senior expert of Kazakhstan Institute of Strategic Studies, and he will be discussing Kazakhstan in new geopolitical realities.
Dear colleagues, old and new friends, first of all, I would like to express many gratitude for organizers of this conference and chance to change opinion. When we talk about the reforms in Kazakhstan, that the President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has been carrying since of the first day of his ascension to presidency, we need to understand a few simple but extremely important aspects of Kazakhstan lives. First, Kazakhstan is no conflicts or unsettled border areas with our all neighbors. One of the features of Kazakhstan is that no country in the world considers Kazakhstan as like an enemy or threat. Our closest neighbors, such as Uzbekistan or China or Russia or any another country, support Kazakhstan foreign policy initiative and economical projects. To give you just one example, during Cold War, the border of Kazakhstan and China was militarized border, where the army located and no economic activity. But today, Kazakh-Chinese border is one of the drivers of economic development, not only Kazakhstan, but whole Central Asia. And also Kazakhstan actively developing economical project with another all neighbors. We made new railway corridor with Turkmenistan, transportation corridor on Caspian Sea with Azerbaijan, and many other things. Chairman of Xi Jinping, after pandemic, made first foreign visit exactly in Kazakhstan. During on this visit, Kazakhstan and China start discussion about create the third railroad thing and corridor. But this achievement did not come easy and free. It is a result of hard work of politicians and diplomacy services. But from the beginning, and even now, we can hear sometimes voices of irresponsible people who do not appreciate the advantages this peaceful policy of Kazakhstan gives. But fortunately, they have always been a small minority. Secondly, Kazakhstan has a great economical potential. In addition to mineral and energy resource, food security, Kazakhstan has high level of human resource. The entire population of Kazakhstan is 100% covered by system of secondary and secondary vocational education. And more than 70% of young people have higher education. Kazakhstan young people today receive education in almost all countries of the world who have high standard of education. And Kazakhstan passport give possibility to Kazakhstan people travel without visa to a lot of the country. For example, South Korea maintains a visa-free regime with Kazakhstan, which give a benefit to both countries. I hope one day trips to Pakistan for us will be also to visa-free. Kazakhstan is a leader and a model in Central Asia in the field of financial high-tech. But like every development country, Kazakhstan needs immediate reforms because of number of systematic issues. I'm sorry, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm sorry. So, because of the number of systematic issues, for example, the disproportional of region, Kazakhstan have cities that are modern and very development. For example, Astana and Almaty. And you can compare these cities with any world city with high level of living standard. But many other regions do not have the same high standard of living, which give a rise to internal migration and local dissatisfaction. This situation is related to another systematic problem, namely the ineffective, ineffective resource allocation. To solve this problem, President Tokayev redistributes power from the center to the region. An important detail of this reform, it is allocation of budgets to money to local authority and the election of governors of settlements. Another big problem, it is corruption and nepotism. President Tokayev sees a solution to combat them in increased transparency, as well as strengthening the parliament and role of the media. A part of the made parliament more strong, the process of creating political parties and their participation in national election was simplified. The presidents quit from the ruling party, its name is Amanat, to secure more equal parliamentary election in next year. Everyone who interested Kazakhstan, and I see in this conference a lot of experts who very good know Kazakhstan, they know the next year we wait a very tough but interesting struggle of political parties for the seats in the parliaments. Because this struggle will be in new condition, in new rules, after a lot of reforms of our election law. Another step is the reform of political, another step of reform, it is about reform police structures. Which the main idea of President Tokayev, the police should switch to service form of, to switch his work to be more service to people, made police more comfortable for using for ordinary citizens. And one, of course, the central reform of political system of Kazakhstan, the President Tokayev considers the reeducation the power from and role of the president. Therefore, the voluntary renaissance many of the functions and privileges of the president in favor of parliament and other branches of power. So in the conclusion, I can say Kazakhstan now in the process of the most ambitious and big reform in the last 20 years. So thank you for your listening, and I will be waiting for the questions.